I'm Max Sterling. Welcome to LarpGasm. So, once you figure out what the apocalypse is and how long it's been, then we can finally get started. Oh, I know you fell asleep listening to me fucking talk. Whatever, shut the fuck up. So, very easy to get started. Very easy. First things first. Any clothing that you have, okay? You're gonna pretend like you fucking live on the other side of the mirror. Everything's gonna be fucking reversed inside out. So take everything and turn it inside out. Now this may not work with pants or hats and shit like that, but any shirts, hoodies, whatever, turn that shit inside out. So on the front, they look to have a nice finished product, you know, with no harsh lines and things like that. They want it to be aesthetically pleasing. Well, when you turn it inside out, then you get all these sort of like three-dimensional seams. There you go. Loop that for 15 hours. ASMR. You see how this starts to look more like low quality. So basically you take a higher quality piece and immediately make it look like it's lower quality. So turning inside out. Simplest thing you can do.
So, once you have your piece of clothing that you're working on turned inside out, or whichever side you want it on, take it, throw it up on your dash, let it sit up there for a while in the sun. If you live someplace where it's sunny, this is going to happen a lot faster than if you live someplace where it's cloudy. I suggest just leaving it up there for maybe like a day or two, see what it looks like. If it's not doing much, leave it up there for maybe a week, and then just monitor its progress. If you don't want to leave it on your front dash, go ahead and just throw it in the back window and just leave it sit there. It'll fade out in time. It may take a long time, but just monitor it, make sure the fabric doesn't break down too much, and you'll get a lot of uneven fading that's going to add to the piece. This is a long-term project, so if you're looking for an event that's coming up, get started right now with this.
So one important piece of advice I can give you is live in your clothes that you're trying to distress. If you've got to come out and work on your engine or change your oil or do something like that on your vehicle, you're sure as shit gonna get your clothes stained or snagged or fucked up. So wear the stuff you're trying to distress. All that little bit will add up over time. If you do inside stuff, you're cleaning, working with solvents, maybe on your hands and knees, scrubbing and stuff, still wear the clothes. They're gonna get broken in, they're gonna get stains on them, they're gonna look lived in. This is the long game for distressing, but over time it'll pay off. Your clothes will look lived in. If you have a job where you work and normally you wear like coveralls or something that clothes you can get fucked up, like you're a painter or something, try wearing the stuff you're trying to distress and just let your daily job activities take over and screw up your clothing for you. Like I said, in the long term it's going to work out and it's going to make the piece look more authentic and better for you. So basically wear the stuff you're trying to distress. Don't just keep it for the special occasions. That's a tip. If you're playing a post-apocalyptic LARP and you don't have a schmach, you better fucking get one. If you don't know what the hell I just said, you better figure it the fuck out. This is what you're looking to get, okay? Go online, you can find them. They're not very expensive. But if you don't have one of these and you're doing post-apocalyptic LARP, you're fucking up. So, get one of those. Now, moving along, talking about the apocalypse, a lot of games hate on denim, and I think they hate on it because it's blue. It sort of stands out and it doesn't really look that aesthetically pleasing, but realistically this is what's going to be around. So if it's been a few months or a few years, you can walk into a store and if denim is still on the shelf and it's been away from the elements, shit's going to be a-okay. I mean, even if it's been 50 years or more, this shit could still be in good shape. Okay, if you happen to walk into some asshole's house who was a raw denim aficionado, fuck man, it might be 200 years after the fact and you find this shit stored properly someplace, you may be in good shape. But for some reason LARPs hate on denim. But if you're at a LARP that doesn't hate on denim, I would suggest wearing it. If people give you dirty looks, you know what, fuck them, okay, because you're just keeping it real. Okay, just because mankind collapsed doesn't mean, if that happened today, it doesn't mean next Tuesday I'm going to be outside wearing fucking tires on my shoulders, stabbing people with crowbars and shit, okay? That's not how it's going to work. But if we want to distress the denim, I'm going to show you a couple things we can do. So let's go ahead and get started with aging the denim and distressing it. And I'll show you some tips and tricks here. one of the easiest things to do with jeans is to basically make them look shredded. Now, if any of you were around in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. So let me show you the best way to do that. Now, some people may, get out some scissors or a razor blade or something. They're going to sit here and, on these things, or they're just going to, take and they're going to cut a strip across and sort of like pluck at it and with their fingers and hope for the best, or just let a couple washes or time sort of wear it out. Maybe you put knee pads on underneath the jeans and go out and just, grind on the ground a few times with it. But there's a much better way to do it. Let me show you how that works. You're going to need a pair of scissors, and you're going to need a pair of tweezers. And it's that simple. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick on the leg where you would like for this to occur. I would suggest probably the kneecaps, but you want to take and fold in line with the leg. So if the leg runs up and down, you're going to also fold up and down. And then you're just going to take your scissors and you're going to cut wherever you want that to be, right on into it. So you have a cut. You're going to move down maybe like, say, a half an inch. Cut again. And then say we'll do one more. So what we have is 3 lines cut on these jeans. Okay. From there, we're going to take our tweezers and we are going to start pulling, not at the strings that run across, but the ones that run up and down, and we're going to pull out. So basically, we're going to pull out the blue that is in here and just leave behind the white. Now you have to be careful because it's very easy, to sort of rip out extra. So you just want to take your time, and if you find a half an inch is too long of a gap for the denim that you're using, make it a little bit shorter of a distance. Take your time. Be patient. Because the more patience you have, the better this will come out. If you get too aggressive, you're just going to rip all the threads, and that's not what we're shooting for here. We want to have that bare thread sort of look. So that's what we're getting. So if you can imagine now, if I'd made this longer or wider, we'll have the whole area where it's just these white threads showing. So you all know what jeans like that look like. And this is a way to get them to do that. Yes, it's a little time consuming, but it gives you more precise control over what's happening, what it's going to look like, and it speeds the process up immensely. Because you could just cut like this and just leave that and wash it and just wear the heck out of them, and time will eventually pull these little strings out and run it through the washer and so on and so forth. If you are one of those people that's not into washing your jeans, well, then you're going to have to rely on time solely. So I would suggest doing it this way. So that's one way to distress denim. Let me go ahead and show you some other tricks here. So some of you are going to be like, oh wow, Max, that's really helpful and informative. I can use scissors and a pair of baby dick masturbators to fuck up my jeans, but I want to be more violent. Well, get yourself a knife, get yourself an anvil or a hammer or something to that effect. And what you can do is take that, put it inside the pant leg. It can be anything hard, basically, but it's going to need to be something that you can slide against. And basically, back and forth. This is also known as the let's cut the shit out of ourselves method. Overdo it because it's real easy to make mistakes. But you get this sort of damage on here with that method. So, very similar to what we were just doing, but significantly faster and a little bit different look to it. So we'll do a little bit of side by side here. So that's the two methods. So one is obviously a lot cleaner than the other. So you decide. But that's distressed denim two ways that you can do, you know, sitting in your living room at night if you're bored. Until next time, adventure on. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard. I'd fuck me so hard. Oh, hey. I know sometimes these videos can get a little bit long and drawn out, but you know what? It's better to have too much information than not enough. Be sure to check out the next part of this video.